Welcome to the Big Four Accounting Firms podcast, brought to you by thebig4accountingfirms.com. Check out our blog and subscribe to our podcast for career advice, recruiting secrets, and the latest Big Four news. Hope you enjoy the show.
In today's podcast, we are going to be covering the E&Y Entrepreneur of the Year Award. This is an important contest because E&Y blasted all over their social media and internet all year long as they go through and select these entrepreneurial winners, and they just had their World Entrepreneur of the Year contest in Monaco. So first up, let's talk about who won the competition this year. E&Y recently awarded their World Entrepreneur of the Year award to Rubens Menon, who is the founder of MRV Engenharia, which is a leading low-income house builder in Brazil. And this organization is now Brazil's leading residential real estate developer. In fact, 1 in 200 Brazilian residents lives in an MRV home. And Rubens Menon is the founder and entrepreneur of the year. So now that we know who the winner is of the program, let's go through some interesting facts about the competition. So first up, when was the E&Y Entrepreneur of the Year started? This contest was started in 1986 in Milwaukee and was just one award. And where does this contest take place? The contest is held in 50 countries and 145 cities worldwide. However, there's only one winner in the world contest held in Monaco. And all country winners from those 50 countries are eligible to win the overall World Entrepreneur of the Year award. So how are the winners selected? The E&Y World Entrepreneur of the Year judging panel is composed of prior year Entrepreneur of the Year winners and business leaders from all geographies around the world and from a variety of sectors. And each member of the E&Y World Entrepreneur of the Year independent judging panel receives a detailed packet of information on each of the country winners in advance of the judging session. And after a private meeting of the winners and judges while in Monaco, the panel convenes to discuss each candidate's qualification and select the E&Y World Entrepreneur of the Year winner. And the winner is then announced at a black tie awards ceremony on Saturday evening. And in Monaco, of course, it's going to be a black tie event. And the award is given on the basis of a balanced scorecard of 6 criteria. And those 6 criteria are entrepreneurial spirit, financial performance, strategic direction, innovation, global impact, personal integrity, influence, and philanthropy. And these winners are eventually memorialized in New York City's Times Square office for E&Y. So now that we know a little bit more information about it, why did E&Y start the program? And E&Y says they started the program to recognize the world's most successful and innovative entrepreneurs. And they do this by identifying and recognizing the contributions and achievements of outstanding entrepreneurs within successful, growing, dynamic businesses. And they really want to aim to encourage entrepreneurial activity around the world. And they say that they've learned a great deal from these interactions and recognize that entrepreneurialism isn't about the size of the company, it's about the state of the mind. And they believe that it's something that all businesses can and should embrace. And they want to encourage people around the world to think about what it takes to be an entrepreneur and how they can create an environment where innovation and creativity can thrive. So that's what E&Y says about why they run this contest, but what is the real reason? I believe the real reason is because the Big Four have all of their own marketing campaigns, whether it's marketing campaigns for new recruits, like PwC just did with their promotion day, and the Big Four do other things like taking interns to Disney and other marketing campaigns that they put on their social media. And in this case, it's EY running an entrepreneurial contest. And EY is literally getting on the ground level with companies by running a competition for entrepreneurs. Now, entrepreneurs are typically people that are at the beginning stages of starting their companies. And most often, these people don't like accounting and they don't know who the Big Four are. They're just worried about running their company and getting it started and getting funding. So the reason E&Y is getting involved at this stage is to build their brand with the large corporations of the future. They're getting on the ground floor with these entrepreneurs, but they're hoping that one day these entrepreneurs will turn into Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg's. If you're there at the beginning stages of the company, then when it comes time for those companies to IPO, then E&Y will hope that they'll remember them. And E&Y will hope that they'll either use them as auditors or hopefully use them as consultants. And that's why I wanted to go over this Entrepreneur of the Year award, because it's really easy to overlook it. It just seems like another award contest. It seems like another spamming of social media by the Big Four. It's really not. It's important for you to know if you are interviewing with E&Y or if you work with E&Y. And also, even if you work at another Big Four, this is a good idea to think about and understand. Any Big Four getting involved with businesses early on in their life cycle is a good way to develop business. So if you're interviewing with E&Y, feel free to bring this up with people that you interview with and ask them about the importance of the event to the firm, or how they're involved in it, or how they might want to get involved in it, or tell them that it's really interesting and that you might want to get involved with it when you join the firm. Just understanding that E&Y does this will be impressive, and actually paying attention to it, because trust me, even though a lot of people might seem like they pay attention to it, there's not a lot. It's easy to overlook. It's just another award ceremony. And E&Y is really using this, not necessarily to impress candidates, but they're using this to get on the ground floor so that they can be the auditors for the next big companies. Because E&Y is the third largest Big Four accounting firm. And how are they going to make up the difference in revenue? There's several $1 billion behind PwC and Deloitte. And the only way they're going to get bigger is by getting huge clients of the future. And they can really do that by investing in these entrepreneurs and getting involved at the bottom level. And I think all of the Big Four should probably do something similar to this. It doesn't need to be Entrepreneur of the Year awards, but they can do something else where they get involved with entrepreneurs. And a lot of them do have activities and conferences and roundtables they do with entrepreneurs, but you have to be a certain size. So a lot of them can be more passionate and do a lot more social media like E&Y is doing with this award. So that's just some information about the Entrepreneur of the Year award. Make sure to bring it up in your interview or just in discussions within your Big Four profession. And if your firm isn't really getting involved in that, then try and bring it up. Maybe bring it up as an idea. Even if it's not implemented, it'll show that you're thinking. It'll show that you're passionate about business. It'll show that you're knowledgeable about businesses, about your competitors, about your own firm if you work in E&Y. So just make sure to learn about it, get involved, and bring it up.
If you need help and guidance through your Big Four recruiting process, make sure to check out our links to our books and courses in the show notes below. For additional Big Four career insights, tips, and tactics, visit our Patreon page, where for as little as $1, you could start receiving unique guides and checklists to help you throughout your career. Support us by not only donating to our Patreon page, but also by subscribing to our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast player today.